We're here at Milo MacIver, beautiful sunny day, and we're gonna break down the back nine. Enjoy. All right, guys, we're gonna be doing a special giveaway announcement after hole 18, so be sure to watch the whole video and check out how to win. All right, we got 390 uphill, par 3, blind, through the trees. We do have a right guardian tree that is definitely used as a visual. You wanna throw a shot, kind of hyzer flip right at that, and then just fade right off of it. So I'm gonna throw with Athena. We're going uphill, so I'm gonna throw a little bit flippier than I normally would. But yeah, Athena up the hill, kind of land flat, straight, and yeah, it's gonna be about it's definitely gonna play a little farther than 390. Oh, jeez. So that one is early released. I'm gonna try one more. This one's also gonna be an Athena as well. Ah, too low. So you wanna throw it low like that. I just threw that one a little bit to the right. I'm gonna throw one more down there just to try to, yeah, throw an onyx, just try to hit the gap. I haven't really hit the gap cleanly yet. There we go. That's my best one yet. So that one should be pretty parked. Should be about 20 to 30 feet left. Pretty high percentage for birdie there. But yeah, this is definitely a finicky hole. As you can see, it's easy to turn it over, hyzer too early. So just kind of getting a lot of reps out here on this hole is super important. All right, so here's my last shot. Once I kind of dialed the hole in a little bit, through the onyx to pretty much parked and got the easy gimme birdie. But yeah, it's all about, as you know, the drive's super important. The first two, I didn't really get a putt at it, so I wouldn't have had a birdie look, but that last one, I was able to hit the gap and park it. But yeah, this is just a confident shot, kind of hyzer flip through the gap. You know, you gotta hit the height, hit the speed, and get up here. A lot of times you hyzer out into these bushes, so you can kind of have an awkward putt sometimes. But yeah, very gettable par 3. All right, we got hole 11, par 4, 675. Call this the field goal hole because you got the two big trees that a lot of people end up going through the middle. I like to go right side, opens up the gap a little bit more. I throw a raptor, just kind of force flex down this right side and then fade late. And that should take you into a spot where you got about 350 to 400 forehand into the green as this hole kind of snakes left and then back right at the end. Really cool shape. I'm gonna throw a cap wrap down this right side. I'm trying to go right side of these two trees, right side of that, and then flex back to the left late, about 350 feet down there. So force flex and with the cap wrap, just like that. That's a little bit straight, more than I want, but I mean, it's still fine. This one, I'm gonna try to flex a little bit more left, and that should take off some of the distance on the second shot. So I maybe hit the field goal or doink the tree, which happens a lot if you don't really commit to the shot. Yeah, throw that one. So this one's a little bit more of my stable cap wrap, so I know I can trust it, force it over right out of the hand, just like that. All right, that's much better. So it should come back left, just like that, and yeah, it's a good shot there. So that's gonna leave me about 400 feet. This hole, you can be cute and try to go up the gut. I like to just take the high percentage play and just go right of the tree to make sure I get through the gap and give myself a chance for birdie. That's the most important part. So I threw this cap wrap a little bit too straight, which is not a problem at all. It just makes the second shot a little bit harder. I've played this hole a long time, so I know kind of the shape of this fairway, where I want to throw my shot, even if I'm out of position a little bit. So this hole, as opposed to being 20 feet left, you can see the pin. I can't see the pin from here, so that makes it a little bit trickier. But I'm gonna throw a venom. I basically know that I just want to follow this wood line and throw about a 350 to 400 foot shot. That's kind of how far it's gonna play. So just ride this wood line nice and high with some pace, and that should be somewhere inside the circle. That good? It is good, yeah. Hit the wood or something? Yep, yeah, so you want to hit the chips. That means I'm inside 20 feet. I'm gonna throw the same shot here. That should be the exact same shot, maybe even better, actually. Definitely longer. Okay, so longer is not good because there's a bunch of bushes behind it. So you can go 20 feet deep and you're basically, you might as well lay up for par. You want to be short right. This green is very protected. And that last shot, we'll see if I'm in the bushes or not, but it's a good gauge to see if that's where I want to land in the tournament or not. Here's my wide open look from my 20 footer. That's what I get to look at, just in case you guys are wondering. That's my putt from there. And then my first one's a little bit better. So I can do like a little kind of horseshoe deal with a limb in the way. I'm actually not bad at horseshoes. I've been getting better. I made it like 1 or 2 horseshoe putts last week at Washington, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, I think that's kind of the tough part about being out of position, is it forces you to go long left. And if you go long left, you might as well be behind a cement wall because you ain't putting through that tree. So just knowing that makes me want to favor this right side. But sometimes it's a lot easier said than done, because this right side is just as brutal. Because a lot of times when you come in early, I see a lot of people hit these trees and start rockets rolling backwards. The screen just can be super tricky and tough. But you'd probably rather be short right than long left. Like I said, I'm 20 feet away on my second shot, and there's a 0% chance to make birdie. So there's some spots on this green you want to stay away from. I threw Venom, so that may be too much disc. Next time I land in that spot, downgrade to the Raptor, and that should take me into this area instead of the Venom taking me into a no putt zone. All right, we got hole 12. It's a 450-foot par 3.5 because it's a tweener hole. It's a par 3 on paper, but it plays, like I said, mostly like a par 4 basically, because of the lack of twos you'll see on it. You'll see people go for it, but this gap has closed off so much over the years that it's just really not worth it. It's kind of a sucker hole. Not kind of, it is a sucker hole, because the shot is to throw high through the gap. And a lot of times when you clip stuff, you go straight into this garbage left with no chance for par. And I've done that before, so I've learned from my mistakes, and I've learned that this is a sucker hole. And yeah, you definitely can lose strokes and ruin the momentum of your round. That's kind of, if you bogey this hole, once again, it's everybody and their brother's gonna three it. And kind of not my favorite hole for that reason, because it's just such a tweener hole. You can throw a putter and get your 3, and there's really not much else you can do because of the angle. So just design-wise, it doesn't allow for a top professional to really shape a shot up there and get a high percentage birdie look. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just not worth it, in my opinion, just with the stroke separation that I've seen on the hole over the years. But for me, I just throw it dead straight, fade left, and then take my 80-footer up the hill. And if I make it, great. And if not, I get a par, and that's fine too. So wait for these guys they're doing the circles for the FPO baskets out here. We're here a little bit early filming on Saturday. And it's awesome to have the volunteers and TDs doing all the work out here. Course is in great shape. So I'm gonna go low right at Maria, the camera lady up there, and just try to basically, if I aim just in line with her at throwing about 450, just low ceiling line drive, and I'm gonna throw a Venom just dead straight. So that's pretty much all I'm trying to do. That should be about 80, 90 footer. I'm gonna throw one more here. Not much to really throw because that's just a chip up, you know, long potential for 3 or 2, but most likely just a 3. Same with that one. Just throw it dead straight. That one's a little hot, but once again, throw it, blast it down there, and get my 3. Like I said, this is basically a par 3.5. Most 90% of the field is just going to get a 3, unless you get cute and get yourself a birdie look. There may be 1 or 2 birdies if we play 2 rounds out here. I would say over under 3 birdies for the 2 rounds is what I would expect, and I would take the under. So that just tells you how tricky of the angle it is, and just not really worth the risk reward. Take the par, don't ruin the momentum of your round. Don't ride that bogey birdie roller coaster. Take your par, move on. You got 2 short birdie holes after this that are very gettable. Score on a couple later holes. Like I said, I think there's like 2 or 3 sucker holes out here this week that more likely to bogey than to birdie, just because of the angle, the challenge, and the jungle that's on the left-hand side, which is, if you're right-handed backhand, that's where a lot of your misses go, and that's not where you want to go. Because I've been there and it's brutal. All right, so here's my drive. As you can see, no risk, and there's not much reward because it's just a, not a very high percentage putt. I'm gonna try to make it, but not very, you're not gonna make this very often. Maybe 2 or 3 out of 20, something like that. But as you can see, just kind of a chip up, get your par. My other one's up here, basically the same thing. 80, 100 footer up the hill, chip up, get the par, move on. Oh. Almost had it. All right, so we got 2 series, both 2-0. The Knicks and the T-Wolves are both down 2-0. But I definitely think maybe both of them will come back and win the series. I've been watching a lot. I have a lot of faith in the Knicks still, and I have a lot of faith in Minnesota. So I actually still like the teams overall. I think they're gonna have some momentum in game 3. I definitely think the Knicks and the T-Wolves are gonna make a series out of it. And I do think that they're going to both win. And it's going to be T-Wolves, Knicks, underdog stories coming in hot. And we're going to be able to watch the finals in Minnesota for the Preserve. It's going to be awesome. All right, we got hole 13, 230-foot par 3. It's a great short par 3, very gettable. Probably a must get if you're trying to win the tournament. And I like to take this left-hand side. I just feel like there's more room for error, which is all about, you know, I can throw, you know, a good shot, park it. Even when I'm off, I'm still getting a putt at it. And I like picking shots that give me the best chance for success, which is getting a putt. And I like to throw it just dead straight. There's a tree that's dead straight. That's only like 20 feet left. If I hit that, I'm parked and I'm getting a high percentage birdie. So that one's a little bit wide, but not bad at all. Right at that same tree that I was aiming at. I'll take that every time. I'm 20 feet away, high percentage birdie. I want to try to hyzer a little bit more, but let's try one more, see if I can do a little better. So same shot basically, nice and straight, and totally fine. 20 feet. Those look like they're too straight in a bush, but when we get up there, it'll be a high percentage 20-foot putt that I'm very happy with. So as you can see, that's kind of the biggest gap that I see. A lot of people throw this inside putter shot. I don't preferably like that. I think there's just too many early trees. This forehand's a lot more open, and the only thing I'm going to run into is the tree up by the basket, which I'm 20 feet away. If I hit a tree on a backhand, I'm stuck at 70, 80 feet away, probably getting a par. If I hit a tree with that shot, like I said, I might hyzer off early, hit those big trees. That's still more than likely a birdie. If I hit early here, more than likely it's not a birdie. So that's what I'm talking about with much more room for error. I'm flying in this open space, and within reason, the only tree that I should be hitting is inside the circle trees. Those, backhand, you're hitting trees that are way outside the circle and you're not getting a birdie. So this is the tree that I'm seeing from the tee pad, and then I'm basically trying to hit it. I throw it right into this tree. Now I got a 20-foot straddle putt. Not the worst thing in the world, and not really super disappointed with it. As you can see, a putt is very makeable for myself and most pros. So yeah, and then if I land a little bit further, I'm on the path with a wide open putt. So this hole is the type of hole you want to birdie it, and the best way to do that is give yourself the most room for error, and that is the forehand. All right, we got hole 14, 323-foot par 3. Over the years, it's always been a forehand. Slowly, this right side backhand has been opening up to where it's almost a thing. There is some scattered random trees, which kind of have to hit the lottery to get through there. But I like the forehand just because it doesn't take you, it's not as easy to park it, but it's easy to get like a 30, 40 footer from the left-hand side of the basket. The right-hand backhand, you can get a park job, but you also can get, once again, the 80, 90 feet away where you're probably not going to make that putt. So I like the high percentage chance to get myself a 30, 40 footer and try to connect with a putt. So that's literally identical to what I'm trying to do. That's perfect. So I'm gonna try one more. Those are both cap wraps. I'm gonna try one more shot of that. Hopefully the same thing. Didn't turn it enough, earlied it, and that's why I don't really like that right side gap, because you can kind of clunk a tree like I just did there. I'm gonna try one more forehand. I really want to try to dial this forehand in. This is another cap wrap, one of my stable ones. If it misses that tree, that's perfect. That was awesome. Clipped a tree, but I just went just past that fat tree and then faded back. A lot of times it's easy to go too much glide with the forehand because you're trying to get through that gap. Like my first one's probably 30 to 40 long. That's that orange one that just missed that tree should be parked. And then, like I said, if you want to try to hit the lottery, you can go up the right side with the backhand. But I don't like to leave shots up to chance. I want to hit the biggest gap, rely on my skill, not rely on luck, because that's not a long-term strategy for success in winning tournaments. And you may do it 1 or 2 rounds here and there, but it's not a recipe for success. I like to take high percentage shots, high percentage birdies, hole after hole, tournament after tournament, year after year. That's my motto. That's what I do, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. As you can see, this is the right side backhand. Lots of scattered trees. Not that you can't do it. Just rolling the dice. The forehand's flying through this open space the entire way. The one that I hyzered just past this tree, the big tree that's the guardian, is parked. And then my other one that also was a good shot is back here. So both of them are birdies and really good shots. So I really do like the forehand on this hole. I think it fits and shapes this fairway really well. 14, forehand. All right, guys, new update on a signature disc of mine. We have come up with a proto putter. This is gonna be a throwing putter. It's gonna have kind of a lip on top here, as you can see, thumb track, and it's gonna be an overstable putter. It's gonna be good for forehands. I really liked it, and I wanted it in the Discraft lineup because I thought that the zone was more of like a fast putter. I wanted a slow putter that I can throw pretty hard and it's not gonna go too far, too fast. This is a lot slower, and I wanna show you guys how it flies. This is a 230-foot hole, and I can throw it nice and smooth, and I know it's not gonna go too far. So that's right down the gap that I'm trying to hit. Should skip right by the basket. That's perfect shot. So as you can see, it's a lot slower. That's something in the Discraft lineup that I needed. It was a forehand putter that if I throw a zone, I gotta feel like I'm throwing it, baby in it. This thing is slow enough to where I can feel like I can hammer it, and it's not gonna go 300, 320 feet like a zone. It's just gonna go 250 to 300. So big difference when I'm talking about speed control with a disc like this. And that one turned over a little bit, but still got up there for a putt. As you can see, a little bit slower, a little bit stable. It's not gonna carry and glide as much as a zone, and I need that in my bag. All right, we got hole 15. This is a 335-foot par 3, blind around the corner. We got these guardian trees off the right-hand side. You kind of want to throw a nice high gliding turnover with a putter. I'm gonna throw a couple of my putting putters that are nice and broken in and beat up, and you're just trying to hold the turn to the right. Trying to hit the gap and just hold a nice turn to the right-hand side the whole way, and that's gonna leave you, I think 40 feet on this hole is a good shot. So we got a little bit of a headwind. It's gonna be awkward to throw a flippy putter into a headwind. Let's see if we can manage it. That one's a little bit wide, and so that's not gonna work out. That's just gonna be a layup for a par. I'm gonna throw one more. And this is gonna be the same shot. I'm just gonna try to hug it a little bit tighter to those trees. There we go. That's a lot better. Should be a little bit, might be a little bit low. I wanna throw that a little bit higher. I like the line, everything was perfect. Just a little bit higher, give it time to kind of glide. When you have a big hole that kind of U-shapes around the corner like this, you wanna throw it high and give it time to glide to around the corner. If you throw it low, it just doesn't have that time to glide like this hole needs. I like that. That one should be pretty good. I'm gonna throw one more. This is a really severe awkward angle, so I wanna kind of see where my putters are landing on this. So yeah, I don't think I threw any inside the circle, which is tough to do on this hole just because of how severe angle it is, but probably got a couple 40, 50 feet away. See if we can make a putt. So a lot of my shots are drying up a little bit short, and that's just from the severity of the angle and the turn around the corner. I got one almost to circle's edge, which that's a great shot. I'd take that all day long. If I take 40 feet on this hole, I'll take that every time I play this hole. Ooh, thought the limb was gonna knock me in for a second. The thing is, you kind of have to put it in the limb in order to give it the height to go in. But yeah, this hole is, you really got to commit to the shot and the angle and throw it good in order to kind of glide around these trees and into the circle. This was my best one. Let's see if we can birdie from here. Nope. But yeah, if you don't throw a good drive, you're just going to probably settle for par on a hole like this. Hole 15, turnover putter, and try to throw it inside the circle, but if not, maybe you got to hit a circle too. Never know when you're going to need it. All right, we got hole 16, 385-foot par 3. This hole got chopped up into 2 holes as opposed to last year. It used to play as 1 hole, and this hole is kind of a jackknife spike ante roller type shot, or you can throw a forehand, which I have done in the past, and that basically leaves you at like 60 to 70 feet down the hill. The spike roller gives you a chance to park it, which I like. I like the controlled aggression on this hole because even if I hit a tree, I'm probably just gonna get a par anyway. And I have the chance to go through the trees and get myself, inside circle 2 or circle 1 for a easier, higher percentage birdie look. So I'm gonna throw Avenger SS kind of high spike ante roller and try to get up in there. That's kind of the nature of the game. You're throwing into piles of trees. So I'm gonna try this one, try to maybe throw a little more ante instead of a roller. That is good. I think that's going to be good. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the shot I wanted. Whether I got the result I wanted or not, that's a whole different story. But I threw the shot I wanted, and you'll see up there, it's not my favorite hole design, but it's just a tough birdie. That's kind of, there's like 3 or 4 of those holes out here where it's not, some of the holes you have to play to 60 feet. And that's kind of almost your best case scenario most of the time, unless you want to get super aggressive on a shot like I just threw to try to get that little bit closer. You do take a lot more risk at potentially getting a bogey, but I'm a good scrambler. I can take that risk. If I miss the shot, I can scramble my way for a par, as opposed to playing to 60 feet down here. That's the high percentage play, but you're not going to get as high percentage of a birdie look. So here's my first one, crashed up here, and this is kind of a scramble hole. You're basically scrambling from the tee pad type of deal, which I can do that. Now we got like an 60 foot uphill putt that we make. That's how you scramble and get the birdie on hole 16. Get me, oh, I thought I was gonna get the shank friggin' off the limb putt again. All right, here's my second drive. One was 60 feet short, one was 60 feet long, and we birdie from either spot. Don't matter. We birdie from both of them. That's what we do, boys. All right, we got hole 17, dogleg left, 660, par 4, dogleg left. I'm gonna throw an Athena. Just kind of throw a nice smooth Athena shot through there, about 350, 400 foot shot, and that should take me to a putter into the green. 4. That's early left. So I'm gonna try one more. That was definitely not what I'm going for. I'm gonna try one more shot here. I'm gonna throw the Onyx on the second one. Try to throw a little bit, I was a little lazy on that last one, so I'm gonna throw a little more direct. There we go. That one might actually go too straight, so we'll see. Okay, no, that's good. So that one's perfect. Right side opens up that gap on that left side for the second shot. We'll go up there, throw some shots, and check out this green. All right, here's my drive. That pin is actually the short pin. It's not in the tournament pin yet because we're a little early. The tournament pin is actually dead straight from that where that pin is, another 80 to 100 feet down that tunnel. I'll play to the short one just for now. Throw a zone, see if I can't throw it in or something fun. So that should be parked. I'm gonna throw one more. Try to throw this puppy in for you. Oh, that was a shank early, right? Yeah, normally from here I'd just throw basically straight down the tunnel with like a putter mid-range type disc and then go from there. But that's hole 17. So here's the short pin for this hole. This isn't the tournament pin. I threw the zone here. I'd probably throw the zone backhand because we're going through this gap here to the tournament pin, which is kind of by the road back here. A little bit trickier, a little more technical, more of a tunnel, more height restrictions. Kind of want to land in this area, and that gives you kind of a 30 footer with the basket back here. So basket isn't in yet. That's one of the only pins that's not in right now, but the pin is right here. So I know the green, I know the shot. I'll execute it in the tournament. All right, we got hole 18, final hole here at Milo. 980 foot par 5, really fun finishing hole. I'm gonna throw my force. It's got a good complement of glide through the gap and then fade back left into the fairway. Just left of that kind of guardian tree you see down there. I'm gonna throw a little bit of hyzer, let the crosswind push it, and then let the force take over and go left. So let's do it. Oh, I didn't turn it. Let's see if it gets through. Okay, maybe got through. She might actually be good because you kind of want to follow that left side of the tree. I threw it a little bit early. I'm gonna throw one more. There we go. Much better. Oh, I clipped the tree. That's kind of the shot and height that I want though. I want that a little bit left. I want to be like 4 feet to the right, and that's good, but everything else I liked about it. We'll see where I landed on that first one or second one. See if we can attack for the eagle. All right, so through my drive, we went a little bit left, which is exactly what you want. If you throw too straight, you bring in a more of like a turnover shot with those trees over on that right-hand side that stick out and get in your way that you can't really tell. But if you go down in that bowl, that's kind of the shot that you'll face. If you're more up left on top here, you get to throw a more direct, more flex shot, a lot better of a chance to get in position to get the easy birdie. Or this one, we're gonna go to the FPO since the long pin isn't in yet. The long pin's over to the island over there, which, you know, good drives, you're not even going for the 3 anyway, because if you miss the shot, you're rethrowing, and it's just 0% worth it. So I'm gonna go for the long pin here with the force, try to get myself a eagle look to finish. Just like that. That's perfect. See how it skips? Parked. That's how you do it. You got another eagle. I eagled it the other day when I filmed my Instagram video. I eagled it again. I should be about 10 feet. Force, force, focus. That's what we do. Threw my force a second time to 10 feet away. So that's how you finish with an eagle. Force, force, focus, like they said. That's what we do. Thank you guys for watching the back nine here at Milo. We're gonna head over to the river, jump in for a refreshing little river plunge, and then we're gonna show you and tell you all about the giveaway. See you over there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and grab a hat and a disc for the giveaway winner. So we're gonna crawl back to the truck and get you some goods. We're gonna get one of these new Ricky hats. That's gonna be one part of the giveaway. And let's jump in and get a cool thrower. All right, so it's gonna be a hat and a buzz, ESP buzz. That's gonna be the giveaway. Let's go to the river and I'll tell you how to win it. All right, one of the best reasons why I love Milo is you get to jump in the Clackamas River after the round. Oh, nice and cold. If you guys want this buzz right here that we just saved, be sure to comment below what your favorite hole is out here at Milo MacIver. Give yourself a chance to win a disc and a hat. See you guys next time in Sweden.